Okay. And now presenting on Thula.
Thank you, Miles. All right, I have a story about love. And based on everything that I heard here tonight, some of it has been very romantic and intense. Now, the story I'm going to tell you is about love and soul. Soulmates, whatever, true love, call it what you want. But once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a very beautiful, beautiful woman. Her name was Psyhie, which translates to English as soul. And soul was so beautiful that all the men in the village wanted her, which meant that, ironically, the women in the village would be very jealous of her, to the point where they would hate her. And to the point that would make life very miserable for her. And her sisters as well, you would think would be loyal as family, decided they would bring harm to her by pushing her off of a cliff. And whatever comes after that. Well, she was so beautiful that the waters of the river could not drown her. She was carried away by the river to this sanctuary, you may call, where some nymphs, if you want to call them that, received her and told Soul, our master has sent us to you. We're going to take you home. And she followed them to this beautiful temple, beyond any imagination, where in the night she was told Master was going to come to her in their chamber. She just knew without fear everything was going to be okay. It's just as if she was walking to where she needed to walk. She was going to be with whoever she needed to be with. And as he came to her in complete darkness, because he was afraid for her to see him, they were in love. They made love. It was perfect. They were, I guess, perfect. Nothing could be unnatural or uncompatible, should I say. Well, time had passed by, and so she missed her family, so she decided she wanted to have some time to go back and visit home. At her return home, her sisters, again, bloodline, family, whatever, her sisters decided to convince her that she must take a look into the face of this man that had her there, wherever she was. So upon her return, one night after they made love again, she was certain that he was asleep, and she took a candle, and she saw who it was. And who it was, she couldn't believe, because all she knew about him was a little immature baby that just would throw arrows for fun to anything that she would ever imagine would be playful. And it was Erotas himself. Erotas, literally translated in English, means the question. How do you feel inside? Why do you feel the way you do inside? But, you know, metaphorically speaking, it's Cupid. But this time it wasn't Cupid anymore. Cupid had grown up. Cupid looked like a man, an angel there, flawless, with wings off his back that Christians would describe as angels. Unfortunately, in her gaze, some of the candle wax melted and fell upon him, waking him up. And he was stunned, shocked, and embarrassed of all beings. So he had to go away, and he would not want to come back. She didn't know why. Now, unfortunately, I do not remember. There's a gap between that point of the story and the point where she actually meets up with him again. She probably had to go through some kind of trial and error, some kind of test, which I need to remember. But finally, when she met up with him, you can imagine everything was complete again. Because true love comes from the soul. I think that's where we get the term soulmates. And therefore, it's something that comes from within the soul, but also through responsibility, maturity, growing up, because Eros was no longer a little playful baby Cupid that would shoot a rabbit that falls in love with a squirrel, and then you laugh it up until, yeah, whatever happens. Because when it's real, and it's complete. Maybe we should look into our society and wonder, why is it so hard for everything these days? Oh well, I guess that's for each individual to find out. Or whatnot. Who knows? Could we believe that this is a world of hypocrisy? And how can we know that if we don't really know ourselves anymore? Who are we really? And from then on, hey, to each their own. Thank you.